we're excited to host this event. I know I've been to a lot of the other events around town, and so it's nice to be able to return the favor and show you guys off the new office. We just moved in here 5 months ago. We've been in market for a couple of years, so it's nice to finally get to show it to everyone, right? Yeah, I wanted to talk about cross-device today. I think it's an interesting topic. There's a lot going on there, a lot of new changes, so I think it'll be a fun topic for the evening. So it's the idea that devices aren't buying products, right? People are buying products. People aren't, websites aren't buying products, iPhones aren't buying products, your old tablet is not buying products. So it's important to connect with the person. It's important to understand the consumer journey and how you can communicate with these people in an environment that's ever increasingly complicated. I know I have desktop, laptop, iPad, iPhone. I see ads on all of them. Do any of these companies know that they're interacting with me differently in different ways? So there's a really cool challenge and some really cool opportunities there. Go to the next one. So we're going to go through this slide, and this is just a representation. You can click through a couple times. This is a representation of someone that's planning a travel vacation or a trip. I work within the travel vertical, so this one is an easy one for me to run through. Trips don't happen in a single sitting at a computer, and I know for me and most of the people I know, these are trips that are planned over time. Any purchase considers over time. You do your research on your cell phone. Maybe you end up later in the evening back at home. Maybe you don't convert there, but finally you're at a different computer later on the next day, maybe at work, and finally convert. So it's important to recognize that this consumer journey is just that. It is a journey, and it's not a one-stop and you decide type of thing. So there's a lot of opportunity there to interact accordingly to get to that conversion that you're looking for. So here's the big question, right? How do we connect to these devices? How do we make sense of Adam's iPhone and my laptop computer? And so that is really what we want to dive into today. At the highest level, there's a concept called householding. It's the idea that at the end of the day, you're all at home and you're all logging into one IP address. So it's really easy to say that all of these fall in one bucket. They all belong in one household. And that's convenient, but it obviously has its challenges, right? We're not taking into account that people in this home have different devices, different habits, different consumption. And so that only really takes us so far. So that's really like where it all started, was bucketing devices based on IP address. Today, there are 2 options for kind of connecting this cross-device path. The first one is deterministic. This is first-party logins. Think about your Facebook. You have Facebook on your computer, you have Facebook on your phone. I would guess that almost all of you connect on both. And so it's easy for Facebook to recognize who you are on both devices, right? You logged in on both, those are both your devices. The problem is there's not a ton of scale there. There's only a few partners that are able to do that, right? The Googles and the Facebooks are the obvious ones. There's only one that's monetizing it. Facebook is the only one that you can go and really leverage that. So while it's a great 100% accurate opportunity, probabilistic is where we've come a long way. There's been a lot of hesitation in the past on probabilistic because the technology just wasn't quite there to make a certain decision that we've really connected the right people, and for a long time we didn't have the third-party validation to sign off on it. So probabilistic is the idea that you're using data signals to come up with an algorithm, come up with an idea that you've made the proper connection. And so today this is how a lot of this is being done. So I'll walk you through at a high level kind of how teams are solving the cross-device challenges. The IP address is the main one, right? That's the householding. So I told the story of my wife and I at home at the end of the night. We have 2 laptops, we have two iPhones, and a tablet. So there's 5 devices there. I also use 2 browsers. So those are seen as individual people as well. So that only gets you so far. Once you take it from there, though, you look further, you're able to break down different behavior to make decisions. So in the morning, my wife and I, we each go to work, and I take my devices with me, and she takes hers with her, and we're able to see Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, add up, or these two devices are all showing up in the same place, while the other two devices that were previously all in one bundle are somewhere completely different. So we're able to go through tons of data then to look at location, app behavior, web browsing behavior, to start to make these connections and put the puzzle pieces together. From there, we do some validation, right? We have some relationships that allow for us to do deterministic validation. We make our guesses and we check it. We see how we're doing. We learn from that, right? If we're wrong, where did we go wrong? What data pieces were we looking at? And here's the big one, third-party validation. Without third-party validation, it was tough to really get signed off that yes, we were indeed connecting devices, and you are in fact talking to the same people on different devices. Now you've got the likes of Nielsen coming in and really validating it, and that takes you a long way. Anytime Nielsen puts its brand on anything, we all know how far that goes. So in Rockfield's case, we did this with Nielsen. We actually just came up with a 95% accuracy and a 50% match rate. And it's cool to note because it's an awesome win for Rocket Fuel, and that's awesome. But it's cool to note the difference here. There's accuracy and there's match rate. Match rate speaks to scale. We were able to match 50% of the cookie list that was provided to us by Nielsen, but those that we did match, we got right with a 97.5% accuracy. So that's an important distinction to make. There's match rate, it speaks to scale, and then your accuracy, it speaks to how well you're doing it once you've made the decision that you do think that you're on the right path. So some misconceptions. The deterministic is better than probabilistic. We kind of just talked through that. We've come a long way, right? So it's important that we start moving past this assumption that probabilistic can't solve these problems. We have third-party verification today, which takes us a long way. And today it really is a viable option. We're seeing a lot of success in our campaigns where we're able to start saying, let's look at a bucket of marketing dollars instead of a bucket for display and a bucket for mobile. Let's really take it and see what this marketing mix looks like, and we can make determinations of optimal marketing mix based on these. So to kind of wrap it up here, why go across device? If you can do it with one budget, and you have a partner that's capable of doing that, then you have an opportunity, again, to find an optimal marketing mix, take learnings from your campaign as it goes. As more devices come out, this is only going to get more and more complicated. The path to conversion is obviously getting more and more complicated, and this is helping us to kind of stay on top of all of that and continue to have that one-to-one conversation with our customers, regardless of where they go throughout the day. We can no longer think of just the desktop and just the mobile, because there's too much at stake when you don't put that together. The insights are awesome. We do awesome reporting, showing that path conversion, showing an optimal media mix. You can take that into your other marketing. And it's all about performance. It's all about driving conversions. So real quick, this is a sample campaign that we ran. And this is showing as you move left to right, left would be 100% desktop, right is 100% mobile. You can see if you were just running these separately, you're not able to get that optimal mix. What we found was that 80% display, 20% mobile campaign allowed for us to drive the lowest possible CPA for the campaign. And that stuff's really cool. When you can show that to the client, you can really show them that you're connecting the journey, that you are actively being a partner in their marketing mix. So thank you. I appreciate you guys all coming out. Rockfield appreciates you guys coming out. And I hope you found it somewhat educational and interesting.